Well, welcome back to another week of workouts. Or, of course, we are starting with pull-ups here, 6x4, and supersetting with circle raises, 3x12 here. Hope you all had a good weekend. I know I for sure did, especially playing some soccer. Got 2 goals. I was very proud of myself for that. Because again, like, I'm not a soccer player. And again, I don't have the coordination for that shit. But for me to score 2 goals is a big moment. And of course, you know, too, even scoring soccer in general, that's just hard, right? That's just hard. It's not like my biggest problem is like trying to keep my head up too, right? It's like I'm just looking at the ball because for myself is that anytime I touch the ball, that shit goes flying. Like I try to focus on not trying to put so much power behind the ball, doing things that, and also to just like work on my vision, work on my awareness too, to the point where it's like, cool, I can know like I still got the ball in control, and then like work on my vision, see my teammates around me, and see where the goal is at too. That's what knows that's a skill for sure when it comes into that. But you know, after each time I'll keep playing things that it's kind of getting the improvements there, little by little, each time. So I got no complaints when I come into soccer and things that. Plus, yeah, at the same time, it's all fun. It's all for my cardio too. Every time I do those reps, I can feel my total shoulder girdle just cracking, popping. Feels good, but every time I go up, I just feel the crunchiness of it. But yeah, when it comes to soccer, I'm not like a fan of watching it. I think that's just too boring. Like, you know, playing it, I just did story. I have fun with it. I enjoy, you know, try to get better with it too. Especially, like I said, when it comes to the footwork, actually a whole different ballgame for sure. And, you know, thankfully too, it was a nice day. It was like 50s, sunny outside. So grass was like a little bit wet, which is like, all right. And what I need to do is invest myself in some cleats. trying to play with tennis shoes, especially on wet glass. Nah, that shit wasn't fun. I tell you that. I was like probably slipped 2 times trying to redirect yourself. Every time I try to like put brake on the gas, trying to like stop myself. I was kind of mailbox my own self. So I was like, I know for sure I gotta invest in myself some cleats just to get the better grip shot on that. Grip on the grass, you know. A lot of soup set here. That's it for my soup set right there. Probably gonna give it the next 2 minutes here on these pull-ups. Switch away. We're gonna go 75s here for these last 3 sets. And of course, later on that day, I had a food challenge. All right, at the In-N-Out. Man, do I tell you, I should have a different game playing that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. Because I got the soccer. Of course, I had my free workout meal. And then I had my meal too around like 8 o'clock, right before my client. And so I played soccer. I never eat the rest of the day, right? Then I hang out with the group, playing soccer for like another couple hours. And so I just didn't really eat afterwards. So I was starting to go into it. But it's funny though. It was like going into it. Because I don't remember the buns being thick. I don't even remember that. So when I got the burgers, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a rough ride. Cause I was like, damn, these burgers, like, especially too, like, I get fast food buns are way different. But like, when you go from like a McDonald's bun, from this skinny thing to In-N-Out or like just any other burger joints, I have regular whole size buns. It's like a little bit thicker. Yo, dog, that changes the game of how you eat and like how you gotta get it down. Cause that's all I was chewing on. It was the bun more than anything. All right, 4 set here. What's going on, man? Walk past you. Oh, no, you good. I don't care about that. Whew. That's again pumped already. But yeah, like, Have you guys seen it? Yeah. I explained a lot of the video, like how thick the punts were. You haven't seen it? I advise you go check it out. Yeah. A lot of entertainment in there. A lot. Well, I'm just having fun doing the challenge, right? Yeah, like I was like suffering. Like it was getting tough. I was still having fun with it. And like actually, like it was my first time actually doing a challenge in front of people. And I have no problem doing it. But like it was just different because like just like trying to do the challenge. And then like having a big crowd and like everybody's just like watching you, staring at you. Especially I had my boy with me too. So like he wasn't eating. So it was like he was just watching me eat as I'm just completely indulging myself. So it's like everybody's just staring at you. Which I didn't mind, but like the amount of eyes and looks I got towards my direction doing so, it was just hilarious. Things that, and I had a couple of wholesome conversations with some people too who sat right next to me and things like that. So that was a great time. That was a great time. I tell you what, out there, the aftermath, I won't go into details of that, but the aftermath was fucking different. That was a war itself. That's all I'm going to leave it at that for you. It was just a war itself after that challenge. Whew, set 5 here. Oh. Oh. Yeah, my goal all the time is to do 100-pound pull-ups. Pull-ups with 100 pounds. That's my goal and things like that. It's like no matter what weight, I always been like doing like 300 right, with weight pull-ups. From 60 to 75. So it's weighing 235 plus 75, it's like 310, right? So goal is to try to get to 100 pounds of pull-ups. I probably could do it for sets of 1 if I really wanted to, but I'm more intrigued doing for, multiple reps, things like that. So that time will come with things like that. But like I said, that's cool. As I go through the journey, it's like finding different goals to, try conquer, try achieve and things like that. Like I said, doing pull-ups. It's one thing, especially with a 100-pound dumbbell. This is funny too, like going back, college days. I remember when I couldn't even do a pull-up, I had to go like using resistance bands, right? Or get assisted by, my boys. It was like, it took me a while to actually master the pull-ups and get strong off that. But like once I did that, started using weights, then it's like the progression just kept going off from there, right? And you just gotta keep practicing, just keep mastering, doing pull-ups and just getting stronger, in all different aspects of the back, right? Like rowing, barbell row, dumbbell, single arm dumbbell rows, trying to do pull-ups, right? All those things like that. Just try to get stronger and try and get better, perfecting the craft of pull-ups, right? So it'll take some time for sure. Well, like, man, like I remember back then, I had to use the resistance bands to do that. I know for me, it's like my goal was always to do pull-ups for reps, So it's kind of, it's like 6 years in the making now where it's like, cool, go from resistance bands all the way up to 75 pounds. Last set here. All right, that's it for pull-ups here. Move on to dumbbell rows here. We'll see how 160s feel. Want to do 180s for the next 2 sets. See how these feel. But yeah, a lot of times too, people always ask me, is, like, how do you bounce back after, like I said, a food challenge, right? Or how do you bounce back after a night out? And, of course, one, just depends on the person, right? Two, it depends on, like, where you're at in your journey. If you're a person that's just starting out, it's going to take some time to really understand how to kind of go about that process, right? Because if you don't have a plan in place or you're trying to find what plan works, it's kind of hard to kind of navigate. I mean, you could get a good idea how to go about it, but if it's really not locked in, if it's not really clear and concise exactly what you're doing, it's tough to go about. But you're a person that's like locked in a plan that's been consistent for quite some time, and you know exactly what you're doing. Again, between the workouts, between you getting your steps in, between like how much calories you consume and things like that, your protein. This is like cool. I think you really understand how to go bouncing back up the night out, right? As opposed to someone who's not. Like I said, it's a little difficult because again, there's nothing in place. There's nothing locked in to really kind of understand thoroughly on how to go about the process. No, I'm not saying that it's not feasible for you. It most certainly is, but it might not be exactly like, what you're expecting or what you're hoping for, right? So like it might take you 48 to 72 hours as opposed to someone might take 24, 48, right? So it all depends on, again, where you're at. But like it says, I'm not telling you that you can't do it. It's just like, for example, it's like cool, like if you're just starting out, you have a night out, right? It's like, for the next day, focus on just having protein, making sure you're hitting your protein goals, making sure you just get enough fats. And, carbohydrates, you could have it, it's like meals 2 and 3 or 2 and a snack. Because again, like I said, you don't necessarily need, especially if you go a night out and you're not working out the next day. Again, you don't need the extra calories or carbohydrates to be coming through. Because again, you're not utilizing the energy source. Because again, it's a rest day. So you don't necessarily have to use the same amount of calories you normally do to really intake, so you can back off the carbs a little bit. Plus, you already have enough carbs stored left over from the night before too. So it's kind of how it gives you a picture, an idea, sense of how to go about it, right? It's just like here. That was set 3. We got 5 more sets here. Damn. These 160 today feel fucking heavy. Feel like a brick. Not like a cinder block. So I feel like. Plus, like, again, for like people who like don't have like a real clear path on like what the plan is or anything like that, you can kind of follow what I do and things like that. So for me, too, it's how you properly bounce back from night out, right? Or indulging. So it's not like the day after, it's leading up to it, right? So for me, let's say Monday is regular plan, right? It's my 4,000 calories, right? So I do 4,000 calories Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday is my rest day, right? So I back down my calories by 300 because again, I'm not working out. I don't need that many carbs. So I go from like 560 down to, 500 or maybe a little under 500, right? So rest day, 3,700 calories. Friday, I'll bring it back up to 6,000, right? Now, the day before or the day of the challenge, right? That same day, what I did was I had a protein, I had a post-workout meal, my pre-workout meal, which is a protein shake and 3 cups of fruit. And then my post-workout, again, it's kind of flip-flop, but of course I was trying to have something light and digestive going into my workout since it's early in the morning. So which my post-workout, that was my biggest meal consumption. That was over 1,100 calories. And that was 4 whole eggs, 7 ounces of rice, 3.5 ounces of ground beef. So, and that was it, right? That was at 8 o'clock. And I had my my pre-workout meal at 5:30. So, give or take, I had probably roughly about 1,600 to 1,700 calories, right? So, and then I train my client, I play soccer, hang out with the crew for a little bit longer. I was like, I didn't eat for the rest of the time, since the last meal. So I was hanging out. I could feel myself getting hungry, right? But at the same time, I knew how big of a meal consumption I was going to have. I didn't exactly know how big of it was. Like when I did the calculations yesterday, like the entire meal was almost 8,000 calories. And I consume about 6,500 worth of calories. So like, for me to consume that much one sitting, I take that as a W for myself. Because when I did McDonald's, I only could consume 5,000. Somehow I miraculously jumped up 1,500 calories, right? But, going into it, we take 300 from the rest day, right? And then I take another 2,300 from leading up to the challenge, right? So I have 2,600 calories extra left in the tank to be utilized, right? So we take 6,500. Subtract that by 2,600, that's 3,900 calories, right? So it's about 3,900 calories I went over my intake. But the next following day, this is where it's kind of tricky to play around with it. Step 5 here. We'll see how this feels and then go 182. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna get the 1As. BRB. Yeah, every time she did this, I play the song in my head. They see me rolling. That's how I always think about rolling these dumbbells, especially anything 160 or higher. It's like a game. It's like how many rows can you get to take here, right? Just like that one commercial. As a kid, growing up, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Pop? For me, it's like how many rows can I get here without freaking going all over the place. But so yeah, so we had 3,900 calories left over, right? And then, of course, Sunday's game's my rest day. And at the same time, like, I consume, like, not too much more than what I normally intake in my carbs. So, like, what I just did again was just went back to my regular plan of my, rest day calories. So I went back down 3,700. So it gives me an additional, like, 300. So we're total, about like 3,600 calories over the week. And so at that point, it's like, and this is when it's different too, because you don't really know what's gonna happen until that day happens. And when it comes to that point, it's like for me, I only gained like 0.4 of a pound. I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting more to be, 3 to 5 pounds heavier. When I saw that, I was even shocked myself. So sometimes when you go on a night out, it shocks you on like how your body responds to it. That was the challenge right there. We got 2 more sets here. But yeah, it's like night out indulgent. You don't know what's gonna happen to that day. So it's why it's like, oh no, you're good, man. You're never in the way. So it's like the reason why I was thinking I was gonna get like 3 to 5 pounds was because of the milkshakes. Again, dairy does not sit well with my body. It used to before, and as you get older, your body changes. So when I was like solidly gaining like 0.4 of a pound, that's why I was fucking amazed. And so sometimes, depending on how the night out goes, you kind of just have to play around with it, right? So if I was to gain 3 or 4 pounds more, I probably would have went down to like 3,400 calories on Sunday. Just because, again, I just like didn't need the extra calories. 1, 2, I was just gonna like I was already like gonna be blowing a flame from that consumption, but again I wasn't, so I could send it back to my normalcy of what I normally do of just going back on my plan, right? So it's like when you try and bounce back, one, it all depends on like how your body responds that night out to, and like what type of consumption you have. Two, it all plays on what you did leading up to it. Were you consistent with your plan all the way up to it, or were you like 1 or 2 days you were good, then you went night out, you got takeout, you had fast food, or you cheat yourself, right? The next day you're good. The next day you went out again, right? Happy hour. And from that weekend, you went out again, right? So it's like, how do you plan yourself leading up to that moment? And three is how you bounce back afterwards. So you just like let yourself go and just say, you already failed. So you're just going to indulge yourself the entire weekend. Like, all right, you had your fun. Let me get back on the train. Let me get back to what I'm doing. So when I go out again, I'm more ready for it. I'm more prepared for it. We got one more set here. Oh, 200 is going to be coming soon. I can feel it, especially the rate we're going, where the strength is increasing. Another big thing too is, especially a night out, you want to make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the entire day, the night out. Because again, you're going to have a lot of sodium, you're going to have a lot of carbs, you're going to have a lot of, inflammation stored in your body. So what's water going to do? Well, it's going to help you flush out the extra sodium. 2, it's going to help you flush out the extra carbohydrates. 3, it's going to help push out all the other toxins inside your body to clean itself out. So that's why it's very important. Make sure you stay on top of water, even the same amount or just a little bit more to help alleviate all the additional factors that comes into it, right? So to summarize in a sense of night out, right? 1, make sure you have a clear strategic plan going into it, right? For me, again, I know I'm hitting 4,000 calories. I know my rest is 3,700, right? I stick with that. Now for me, going up to, is a plan, what day do I want to have the cheat meal? 2 is you want to kind of plan on your cheat meal. You want to plan where you're going. You want to plan on what foods you're going to be having, right? Whereas fun foods, desserts, sweets, alcohol drinks, you want to make sure you're planning all of that around that, right? 3, you want to make sure that you want to probably do it completely right the day after. You want to make sure you go back on your plan, go back to what you're eating, make sure you get enough water intake to flush out those toxins, and make sure you don't guilt trip yourself into, craving something else because you had such a fun night out and things like that too. So those are my kind of like 3 biggest tips going into it after a night out. I'll. Let's see. We have 4 sets of 12 here. So this is like, you can just like, do those 3 tips, and like also too, again, depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, it all just comes down to, how you want to play. And at the same time too, all comes down to like how you plan it, right? And how much of it. If you're a person that's really hasn't been tracking and you go a night out and you just don't know what to do, here's my advice: is like, just eat your proteins, right? Just don't consume as many calories a day off. Make sure you get enough water. And then if you, just make sure you just eat your proteins and veggies. And don't try to eat a lot that day, right? Because then you already consume over your caloric intake. Again, we don't know the exact number. So it's like the proper way to kind of do it is make sure you get your protein values, keep you full, and make sure you hit your protein intake. And if you want like low snacks or low carbs, more happy to do so. But again, don't go way above what you should be really consuming, they say. That's if you haven't really been tracking. But that's why tracking is such an important role. Because when you do go a night out, because again, a lot of restaurants do have, nutrition info where you can kind of base off how much you consume, right? Some restaurants don't. And so you just kind of eyeball it, right? And you just go from there.
Yeah. One, yeah. Two. Just more. 3, 4, 5.
Ooh. 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 And it's like, again, this is what like tracking calories gets such a bad rap too. Because you look at like the short term, right? You look at like, all it's tedious, time consuming, and it's just boring. Well, yeah, of course those things are gonna happen, but if you want long term results, is you have to do those short term things to succeed yourself in your fitness journey, right? Now again, when it comes to tracking calories, you don't necessarily have to track it every single day. 1, 2, you don't necessarily have to, do it all the time or the rest of your life, right? You get yourself to a point where you understand what meal combinations you have, and you get yourself to the point where you're like, cool, this meal consists of this X amount of macros, right? So calories, proteins, carbs, and fats. And so when you get down that position of knowing exact ideal, at that point, you don't have to worry about tracking anymore. You can save yourself some time in doing so. And then all you have to do is just weigh out the food, because then you already know what 6 ounces of beef equivalent to. I was like, boom, perfect. Then you save yourself some time from tracking the calories and, put that much more time and just like, cool, weighing the food out, heating it up, and you're good to go because you already understand what that meal consists of, macro-wise. Oh, holy shit. That just hits way different with that grip. Ooh. I was like, for me, I probably only track probably once a month, maybe if twice a month. Cause like, I started back in like 2021. So I've been doing it for 4 years now, right? But it's like, when you start to understand everything that's coming in, again, like the amount of foods you need, the what types of foods, and just play around, it's like, cool, this is exactly what your body needs. Then it becomes more fun. So like, how long can you keep doing so and see how your body changes throughout the entire process? And to the point where it's like, cool, because then you figure out the meal combinations, you figure out what those equivalent to. So it's like, cool. There's like, if you, like, again, for my case, when I was playing out, when I did a burger challenge, it's like, cool. It's like, I was calculating like how much calories that was going to be, between the burgers, the fries, and the milkshakes. Again, that came out to be 7,707 calories. I only ate 58 or 6,500 of it, right? So it's like, all these restaurants do have a nutrition info. You just play around like how much you want to consume of it to be within reason of your goals and be reason of your needs and things like that. Oh, last out here. I let my body lie from with temptation, but I want the world between the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. Oh shit! It's not pull downs. On the last superset back. I'm the gym rat. This for itself. Do we travel I remember we got a superset here, so I gotta take this way off. And then I realized they're a team. There we go, from T-bar rows right to rear delt rows. Now that I've seen the party hat, the party, the smell of the thing, that's all I did. Oh, fuck. Whew. That's the worst combination right there. Oh, shit. Ooh. Tell you, that way just fucks up your rear delts. Holy shit. Because, I always done with dumbbells and shit like that, right? Sometimes cables, but I like this variation. Like, man, fuck. That variation right there, and that superset combo, just fucking entirely fucks up your whole entire back. Whew. Because again, you gotta think about it too, right? Your rear delts is already fatigued from pull-ups, dumbbell rows, and even pull-downs, right? And then it's gonna get even more fatigue when you do T-bar row. And when you try to superset with that rear delt raise, man, your rear delts are just gonna be screaming after that. Holy shit. So, you want to go combination fucking back here? That's the way to go. And if your gym doesn't have this machine, you can still perform differently, right? Or the same amount. You can grab dumbbells, grab an incline bench, do dumbbell rows, then grab dumbbells again, go chest support, rear delt raise. And whereas like when you got dumbbells, it's like, cool, you're in the same position, right? Grab dumbbells, just pull yourself back, just like that. That's gonna fuck you up too, and things like that. So there's both ways you can do about. Again, if your gym doesn't have this type of, machine. I forgot to mention, I kind of screwed myself up anyways on the first one. We're supposed to do 20, I did 15. So we got 3 sets of 10 and 3 sets of 20 on the raise. Oh shit. For me, that's just you called the point already for step fucking. I remember. This is 20 here. Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. Ooh. That shit fucking kills. So, 2 weeks when we do the pump review, oh, we're gonna see a whole different ballgame on his rear delts and the entire back physique. Shit.
Shit ain't fair. But for us, you got to put on a tweed jacket with patches on the elbows and hang out at the Lancaster Hotel. Oh, I thought I could just get on TV and teach you how to spell and tell you nothing negative. You be.
Oh my God. All right, we got one more set here. We got bicep curls. That'll be it. Ooh, damn, like I said, this shit is fucking blown up. It's not like it was blown up before. This shit's like the icing on the cake here. Oh my gosh. Woo. We got about 15 seconds left there. Oh, there's really no comfortable position. before your does. Oh, shit. All right. There you go. Last one right here.
So we just did one time. I don't know. I've been saying. I really want to eat.
Oh shit. All right. Oh my god. That's it right here. Oh, goddamn. Fuck. That's enough of the super set. Want to buy some curls? That's exercise. Easy bar curls. 4 sets of 12. And I'll be able to shoot out.
One knob on the top.
And yeah, so when it's just like planning a night out, you know, just all it really just comes down to just make it simple for you. I mean, that's how I make it simple for myself, right? Is one, have a plan. What's that plan look like? Plan comes in, tracking your calories, tracking your protein, tracking your workouts. Make sure you're progressive overload and make sure you're increasing your strength inside the gym. Tracking your steps, making sure you get at least 10,000 steps, if not, 8,000, the bare minimum. Make sure you're tracking what foods respond well with you, what foods don't. Make sure you're getting a proper amount of hydration, even day out there indulging. Make sure you get a little bit more, and make sure you're getting proper recovery. Sleep. Make sure you're managing your stress, right? Just do those things, right? I mean, it's the 6 principles I'll tell you about. This is how you respond well to the night out as you apply the 6 principles into your life to the point where you don't have to think twice on what you need to do. You got that 6 principles. Keep going off it. Reduce the amount of calories they out there. Increase your activity, maybe just a little bit more. And that's it. You don't necessarily have to kill yourself restricting your calories. You don't necessarily have to kill yourself with trying to increase your cardio. Do what you keep doing. Just be smart on how you want to take that approach. That's all this really comes down to it. Again, once you start applying the 6 principles into your life, month 1, if you do it correctly and you do it with intention, you do it with a purpose, and you be consistent with it, month 1, you're gonna see little changes. You're gonna see little changes on how you feel. You're gonna see little changes on your energy. You're gonna see little changes with your body composition. You're gonna see little changes with your strength. You're gonna see little changes with your clarity, with your focus, right? Month 1. Month 3, you're gonna start noticing bigger changes with your weight. You're gonna start noticing bigger changes with your body composition. You're gonna start noticing bigger changes with your clothes feeling looser. You're gonna start noticing bigger changes with your confidence being increased. You're gonna start noticing that, right? Then month 6, that's when you become a whole different person, right? Again, by month 6, if you stay true, consistent to yourself, to your purpose, to your mission, to your end goal, by month 6, you're gonna be a whole different person. And you're gonna be looking like, damn, this shit is not as complicated as I thought it was. Because again, if I just apply the 6 principles, make sure I have a game plan going into the week, going into the challenge or the indulgence, going into the night, and make sure I have a plan the night after, you're not going to be stressing yourself for the rest of your life. You're going to be confident and you're going to be guilt-free because, again, you're not worrying about the scale. You're worrying about what you just need to do and not out there applying the 6 principles. You need me to move that, Brian? I'm gonna move this camera frame.
That nudge. There you go.
Watch this pump too. But yeah, it's like,
Right there. Yes.
again, of course, there's more into it with the 6 principles. But again, that's just the foundation. Now, if you want to learn more into how, let me restart that. If you want to learn more into deeper on how to keep applying the 6 principles and to learn deeper more, like what those all truly mean. So, of course, links always gonna be in the description to work you one-on-one, they say. But besides that, I mean, just build the foundation first. Then over time, brick by brick, layer by layer, you become a whole different person. All right, we got one more set here. Not be it. I'll finish off. It was a fun weekend. I hope you guys had a good one too. Again, just apply those 3 tips that I gave you on the night out. Use the 6 principles into your life, into your lifestyle to, again, not feel stressed, not feel guilty, and you be confident and have the freedom to enjoy those nights out. And just have a game plan. That's all it really comes down to. Just have a game plan. Leading up to that week, leading up to that event. They say you have to do so by tracking everything. You're going to be in that 1% club. So, other than that, that's it for your back and body workout. Tomorrow, we got legs. We're going to increase the intensity up a little bit more, increase the volume up a little bit more. And other than that, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. They say, other than that, I'll finish this last set here. You guys have a blessed day. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, all right?